So here's what I hear. I hear that you filmed it in Vancouver.
Yeah, we filmed in Vancouver,
Were
BC.
you there during the Olympics?
No, we were just prior, so we got out of town just before it got insane. But they were doing all the building and construction, so that's all you could hear anywhere. It was constant noise from everyone. Like all these apartment complexes going up, everything was being redone. There was this nice paved path that for running. They did this whole like athletic theme. It was really nice.
Are you an outdoors guy?
All the time, yeah.
Really?
So that's why Vancouver's the best.
Yeah, it seems like it would be beautiful. I have an aunt and uncle that live there, and they just rave about all the outdoor stuff.
Yeah, you can go to Whistler. Whistler's only an hour and a half away.
You ski or snowboard?
Both. But when we were there, it was dead summer, so all we would do is go up and camp and hike. And
good for you. Well, I mean, you're in shape, so you must do something, right?
Yeah, man. Well, that's all the fun stuff. Like that's the coolest stuff we get to go do. Is on the weekends, sneak off to Whistler.
Is doing a movie like Charlie St. Cloud, how different is that from the previous movies like High School Musical and stuff? I imagine the same intensity is there. You want to do the best job you can, but it's a completely different mindset.
Yeah, there was a certain amount of with a musical you can really once you learn the steps, they sort of are in your subconscious.
Okay,
and then it's about doing them crisper and cleaner every take, but it's sort of a way to get better and better, and it was physical. This movie was much more, about forgetting all of the training and kind of just relaxing into the relationship between the brothers, so it was a whole new kind of challenge, but much more grounded, much more. I don't know. It feels more real world.
Right. Well, because it is real world. I mean, I lost somebody very close to me. I don't know if you have.
Yes.
But you sort of. So is that what you tapped into to get to the emotional part of the scenes?
Definitely. I was able to. It's really about these brothers. That's
right.
The core. It's a brother story, and I have a little brother, so he's 18 now, so we're grown up. But it was very easy to picture him in these scenarios and just think about what it would be like to go through that.
Without him, right?
Yeah, without him. What it would be like to try and move on without my brother who I've had around the whole time.
It's crazy,
my
isn't
partner
it?
in crime, yeah. So I had that, going for me there, and which helped a lot. And then after that, it was a love story. And Amanda Crew is so lovely. That was really easy to.
Yeah, it's a tough job, right?
No, yeah, it was.
Somebody's
so
got to
hard,
do it.
So hard.
But I mean, isn't it just as odd to watch your girlfriend be romantic with somebody on a stage?
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So, but it's what it is. Everyone's got to do it.
Everybody's got to do it.
Yeah.
I have to debunk some things because as I'm getting ready to talk to you, I look at some things online. I say, okay, what did Simon Cowell really offer you a record deal?
Well, yes and no. Mostly no. He didn't come up and say, "Look,
here's Zac Efron."
Yeah. Here, sign on the dotted line, and we'll make an album. That's not. It was never an offer like that. He sort of just said, "Hey, how do you feel about making music?" And I was sort of iffy on it. And he goes, "Oh, okay, that was it," and kind of moved on. And the next day, it was like, I turned him down for a record deal. I kind of felt bad about the whole thing. It's not at all what happened.
And what is the Footloose story?
We worked really hard on that project. Me and Kenny it was Kenny's really whole invention. He kind of came up with it, and I couldn't wait to work on it with him. We worked really hard to make it the best we possibly could, but we just couldn't quite get it there. It was really hard for us. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
Listen, I think it's okay. I mean, just me personally, I think it would be very that's one of those movies that would be very difficult to remake.
Yeah, exactly. The first one's just so good, man.
It is so good.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon's
it's remaking The Godfather or something crazy. You just don't do it. Don't touch it.
And one of the things that was insane is when we were talking about doing it, and it was still a go, I went to a red carpet, and I saw Kevin Bacon. And I just looked at the guy, and I was like, there's no way I'll ever be that cool. There's no way. I couldn't even try.
Yeah. Okay, so I also hear that you have a good buddy of yours is Leonardo DiCaprio. Is that?
Yeah, well, good buddy. I don't want to overstep my bounds.
See, they hype these things up online.
Yeah, well, it's probably because I always say he's one of my favorite actors. I've met him before.
Has he told you anything that sticks with you?
Yeah, well, not specifically. He didn't start spewing mantras or anything. It's not how he is. He's
didn't sit down and have a spiritual meeting.
Yeah, it was more that I took away, from meeting him, that he's really cool and very grounded and very much, like most of my friends are in Hollywood. We're not, you could tell he's just maintained a completely real attitude.
Kind of normalcy.
Yeah, the normalcy, but at the same time, he's in it to win, and he's so focused and just hyper intelligent.
Right.
Really, I don't know, just a cool guy.
And the only other card that I have a question that I have to ask you as a fellow baseball card collector myself, I read this online. Yeah. So what's your prized possession?
Man, I have from when I was a kid, I didn't really follow actors or anybody.
Right.
I was not a fan of performers, but athletes was where it was at for me. So specifically baseball players. So I would wait out in the parking lot for all the San Francisco Giants to get their autographs.
You're going to tell me you got a Barry Bonds autographed rookie card.
Well, here's the funny story: is I had pretty much all of the Giants from from '94 through maybe 2000. That's when I was going to most of my games.
Right.
And even later, probably into 2002, 2003. I had most of every Giants player, but I could never get Barry because Barry was notoriously hard to get. He didn't sign that many balls.
He's doing a game time.
He's Barry Bonds. He's Barry Bonds. So it was real hard to get his autograph. So I tried for years, could never get it. And Jay Leno, believe it or not, was friends with the guy, and he gave me Barry Bonds' autograph ball signed right on the sweet spot.
Really?
Show. Yeah. And since then, I actually got to meet Barry and talk with him, and he signed a ball and a card for me, and just. It blew my mind.
How cool is that? AJ's here. He saw the movie last night, and I wanted to ask you a couple things about that movie.
Okay, I have a prediction.
Yeah.
You keep picking the roles you do, you will be this era's Jimmy Stewart. I'm not kidding, dude. My roommate's daughter, Raina, turned me on to you. You've always impressed me.
Thanks,
as a performer. 17 Again was hilarious. Like, all of us as a family, adults and kids, can sit there and just laugh at it. Of course, working with Matthew Perry and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I watch this movie, and I'm just like... obviously, you're picky about what the roles you do. The roles, the movies you seem to pick are very they tug on the heartstrings. They do a really good job of that. So, is that something you look for when you pick a script?
I don't know if I'm necessarily looking for it when I read a script. I just know that when I flip a few pages into the script, I sort of get that feeling. This one. A few scenes in was pulling at my heartstrings, and I could relate to it. It was about brothers, and I just envisioned my little bro and me going through these scenarios, and I could relate to it. So I was like, man, if I get this, then my fans from this generation, and it's pretty universal. I feel like everyone, there's not enough movies being made right now that are all about family and that
really
emotional connection and. Losing loved ones, it's all relevant, but there's so many big action movies and tentpole movies coming out. This one's a little more of a people movie, so it's great.
Now, I heard this took you guys 8 weeks to film.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that's
8 weeks.
It was something like 8-9 weeks or something like that to film.
Yeah,
it?
I think it was about that. There were a lot of sailing scenes that took a while. It was pretty intense to film.
Have you gotten better at sailing since you were working on the movie?
I was best when we were filming.
You were filming?
Yeah, I haven't really been sailing since. It was such an overload. We did so much so quick there.
That's cool. Well, Charlie St. Cloud, it's hitting theaters this weekend. Great movie to go check out. So
Thanks,
I highly
man.
recommend it.
Cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I think you're right.